Alright, first I'm gonna apologize how this comes out, and I really hope that this sound is better than what it was a while ago. Um, I was getting ready to record, and I dropped my digital camera in my glass of water, so, damn. Uh, Not to mention that the inverter board on my laptop went out a couple of days ago, so now I've kind of hooked my laptop to my old monitor. And, sorry. Uh, yeah. My desktop's slow. It's kind of ancient. Needs more memory. And I'm trans, so I guess that means I'm poor. And I can't afford that right now. Speaking of being poor, I got my letter to go on T right before Christmas. Um, I waited until a while after because I kind of went a little bit over Christmas spending, and I wanted to make sure that I had enough money. Now I'm kind of wishing that I wouldn't have, because where I work changed insurance, and instead of it being like a health fund where I go and I don't pay anything up front, and then they bill me for whatever insurance didn't pay, uh, which everything came out of that health fund, so normally everything was always paid. Now I have a copay and a deductible, and the endo. Um, when I called, she told me it was going to be my copay, and then whatever the insurance didn't pay, I would pay, which was all fine and dandy because it's a specialist. My copay's $40. So I go there, sit in the waiting room for about an hour and a half. Get back there, talk to him, which really kind of pissed me off a little bit because um, since there's a diabetic in my family, which was my grandfather, he put me on a diabetic exchange diet where he doesn't want me eating any more than 1,400 calories. He wants me to walk for 2 hours a day. He said that would equal about 6 hours walking briskly. I mean, sorry, 6 miles walking briskly. Um, yeah, I talked to a friend of mine, and he said that's insane. That normally they don't even talk about that until they get your blood work back. Then the secretary forgot to tell me that I needed to fast 12 hours before going in. So instead of just walking like across his little room thing, his waiting room where the lab is, to do my blood work today, I have to go in at 6 o'clock in the morning to do my blood work at the hospital. Which is gonna suck because if there's a line there, I'm gonna be late for work. And I said, well, can I do it after work? No, he wants me to do it before work. So that was all fine and dandy, whatever. That sucked, but it's what you gotta do. So I get out there, and he's all telling me all this stuff, and like he told me in the room that my insurance wouldn't cover anything. Well, I thought he meant the testosterone, like I was gonna have to pay for that out of pocket. Well, I knew that. So like, all right, fine. My buddy that goes there, he told me that this dude is awesome to get about getting stuff covered under insurance. So that was one of the reasons why I went. Well, it turns out that when he sticks the little thing up there, he says that'll be $265 for today. And I'm like, okay. So basically, I wrote a check that I'm really hoping doesn't go through until tomorrow because that's when my check goes in, which means I'm gonna have to switch my rent around and bounce everything around because I was expecting the $40. $265 is a little bit more, but anyway. So then I have to go back. I believe on the March 9th. Yeah, March 9th to get uh I want to say he said that was to go ahead and get my results back and to write me the script for T. My problem with that is it better not be another $265 because I can't afford that, and if it is, then I'm gonna have to put it off, which is gonna suck because I'll probably have to wait like another month and a half, like I did after making this appointment. Uh, it's kind of screwed up my whole day, which because I'm stressed out as it is. Um, while I should be happy that I have a job, I'm not because they've while people quit, they're not replacing them. So what happens is I started out at a low position and I worked my way up. Well, I know the low position job, so what they're doing is they're having me do everything. Like I do the low job, the medium job, and then I've got my duties on top of that as a manager. So it's stressful. And now they want me to teach two of the other girls how to do the low end to help get the other department caught up. And see, I do the middle end. That was like my job plus my manager duties, which was fine. And I have no problem like helping the other department, but I'm already behind as it is in the middle job, and helping this other department's going to put me even further behind. So I tell the manager that's wanting me to do this that, and he says it's just something we have to deal with. Times are tough. Well, he's not the one that gets bitched out by everybody either, but whatever. So on top of my stress from the job, I have now this new added money stress. So I don't know what to do there. I'm kind of confused because he had me pay the 265 and then he said he's going to file it on my insurance anyway. So is he just going to get like double paid or what? Guess I shouldn't care. Whatever. Um, so I think what I'm going to do is my 401k Monday at work. We were just sitting there watching it would be like 22. About 30 minutes later, it dropped down to 21, and then we looked like a couple hours later, and it was like 19. I don't think it has ever been that low since I started that company about 5 years ago, which is kind of crappy. But it is what it is, and at least I have a job. Yay! Yeah, not so much. I'd rather work at McDonald's right now, I think. Um, there's really not much else going on. I'm thinking about getting a roommate because that would help a lot. Um, Basically, like I make it on my own right now, and it's kind of weird for me because I've never had a roommate and I love living on my own. So I don't know, but I gotta do what I gotta do right now. And I'm kind of glad that my camera did break because my hair is sticking straight up and you can't see it this way. But yeah, that's what's going on, and I will update once I get everything back. I might update tomorrow, which I doubt it. Probably update after this other appointment to see him. Which I need to call him first and find out if he's gonna charge me $200 to come in there and get my results. Yeah. Anyway, he is putting it down as hyperglycemic, so that insurance. He said he's hoping insurance will pay for my labs and everything. If not, holy fuck, I'll be screwed. Yeah, that is my update. I hope everyone is doing fine. If not, sorry. Hope he gets better.